My name is Varun Karanantham, founder of Fighters Mortgages. I'm here with the greatest Rob Vivian ever.
Thank you.
Rob, first of all, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. And thank you for choosing Fighters Mortgages and myself to be a partner with your coaching program. It means a lot. And I'm so privileged to be part of it. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Actually, I'm a big fan. I have been for a long time. I mentioned that to you. I think that, people, when they are trying to buy a home, having sold 1,600 homes, I know what it's like sometimes when the deal doesn't firm up, how devastated they are. So what you're doing for people, it's significant.
Perfect.
I'm a fan.
Appreciate it. Thank you for that. So, Rob, let's kind of, we do understand and we cannot deny the fact we are in the toughest market for last year now. And everyone thought the ride is only for a year. And we almost 3.5 years. Like I was talking to someone this morning, the market started shifting March 2022. And now we almost September 2025. So almost 3.5 years. What are you seeing in the market and how this is comparable to 90s market? I'm sure you've been around and you have wealth of knowledge. So let's hear from the best.
Well, I got licensed on June the 9th, 1987.
Oh, perfect.
So that's, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so the thing is on that is the market in the 90s, it crashed in 1990, 40% in that 1 year, which was the biggest crash in the last 50 years. So the ones we're having now are not that significant.
Compared to 90s.
Yeah, it was 40%. So at the time, a house that today is, 1.2 would have probably been 300 back then. In January, it was 180 at Christmas.
Wow.
It was a slow grind, 40% down.
That's a big shift.
Yeah, that's the biggest one, I think, for sure. The rest are all smaller than that, percentage-wise anyways. But the thing is on that, one of the things that's constant, and I'd mentioned to you before, that of the 5 books I've written, one of them is called The Realtor's Magic Formula. And the market is here, rates go up, rates go down, buyer's market, seller's market, stress test in, stress test out. The things are happening in the market. The magic formula spins on a different axis. So it's different. And one of those things is 1 in 4 leads works out. So in 1990, when the market corrected 40%, if a realtor was to find 80 leads, they would have written 20 deals.
Yeah.
And the rates were really high, 1 in 4 leads. When the rates went to 1% in 2020, 2021, if a realtor found 80 leads, 20 deals.
Yeah.
So on a couple levels here, like when I'm talking with realtors and they're concerned about the market, here, I do point out to them that in the market we're in right now, although since April, we've been humming with more sales. And then realtors think that's better for them, but it's better for sellers.
Yeah.
But for the realtor, if a realtor can connect on the fact that any given year, if their sweet spot for them is 25 transactions, I think it's going to be a good income.
Yeah.
They would require 100 leads.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the Bank of Canada brought the rates down a few more times, they'd be happy. But it wouldn't change in 2026 or the next full year. They would need 100 leads for 25 deals. So if they can connect on that, they might prefer a buyer's market or a seller's market. It wouldn't affect their production. But from interacting with realtors a lot, they don't connect on that. Because I go in seminars and it doesn't matter what my topic is. I'm like, I can sense in the group there's some anxiety. Yeah. And someone put their hand up, like, when's the market going to get better? I'm like, that's not what I'm talking about. But if they could connect on, I need 100 leads for 25 deals, I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like if you're going to do that, like then as a realtor, would you prefer it that the sellers win and the buyers lose, or the buyers win and the sellers lose? Do you have a preference on that? Or if it's a little more neutral, I think that if they could connect that they need 100 leads.
That should be the focus.
Yeah, I mean, and then over the course of your career,
yeah,
sometimes the seller wins, sometimes the buyer wins, sometimes it's just
neutral.
Yeah, there's no reason for the realtor to get nervous.
So what I understand is it doesn't matter what the climate of the market is. You need to control your actions for you to be successful.
Kind of more your mind on
Mind.
that one, right?
Yeah.
So actions too. I mean, we have a really good structure. We teach realtors,
Yeah.
and we have every year where we have about, I'm guessing at a number 50, maybe 60, that year is their first full year.
Mm-hmm.
So they are they were licensed at some point in the previous year. This is their first full year, and we get them to 20 deals,
Yeah.
which means we just set up a plan for 80 leads,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, right? Regardless of the market.
Yeah.
And in some levels, that is easier when we get a new person to get to 20 deals. When we get an experienced realtor that's never really achieved, we also have to unlearn
They're bad habits.
that before we can teach them the new habits. And it's funny, that they've been around and they believe in the system, and they'll say, well, Rob, you always say this. And then I say, I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
That's from another instructor. Or they'll say a script, and I'll go, that's not my script.
Yeah.
That's somebody else's
So
script.
you need to change
So we have to unlearn them.
before you teach them.
Right. But if they're new,
They don't know anything.
they don't have any bad habits yet or any other influences.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of coaching clients that have been with us for 3, 5, 7 years, 10 years. And we got them as that new person. And they've never been anywhere else.
Yeah.
So they only know ours pure.
Yeah.
Right. So really, structure, we have to have it. But as you and I were talking before we started that, there isn't a principle that you become what your work ethic entails, or you become what your structure produces.
Yeah.
It's you become what you think about.
Exactly.
The law of attraction, right? So once we get them in the structure, I'm gonna say we would keep our influence on them would be 80 to 90% mindset, right? So for right now, for realtors in the market, that is neutral for them. You want to do 20 deals, you find 80 leads. That's it.
Yep.
It's not as good right now for sellers, and it's good for buyers because of the inventory.
Yep.
That's a fact. But for the realtor, it's a neutral.
It doesn't matter you're focusing on.
Well, I love what I'm doing. I'm not going to go back to selling, although I keep an active license.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was an active realtor right now and in my career, I personally don't have a preference. The sellers are like every MLS listing is a lottery ticket. They're 10 offers, 100,000 over. The buyers, it's brutal. Okay, if that's the environment, that's the environment. It's not my preference.
Yeah.
But I have to find the X amount of leads. And then that switches. And now it's the buyer's turn to bark.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And then it's kind of in between.
Yep.
But that's all over here. I only keep up on the market as a realtor so I can advise them
what's happening.
But for me, my 1 in 4 leads working out is a neutral aspect. It's the same constantly. I think if realtors, there's got to be 10,000 realtors that know that in our time training. But knowing it is one thing, and then really understanding it at a deeper level. Because once it gets to that deeper level, that realtor would never be nervous ever. Like they would start in December of this year coming up. What are you going to do next year? Well, I'm going to do 25 deals. I know that because I'm going to find 100 leads. And they would just be calm.
And they know the system.
They would maybe feel bad for buyers if it's tough on them, or bad for sellers. They got to take less. Okay, that's the job.
And that's a market that you don't have a control.
It's neutral. But the amount of people that we've shared that with that still call me when the market gets different and they're nervous tells me that they understand it intellectually. Like they get it intellectually, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they really don't get it deep in their core.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be making that nervous call to me.
Absolutely.
Right?
So law of attraction is a very important thing. So how to train your mind in this market when so many negative things going on? You're hearing negativity. Market is not, the rates are not coming down. It's a lot of shift happening. How to stay calm and how to stay focused and keep your mind sharpen so you can focus on under leads 25 transaction? Like, what will be your best advice you can give to someone who's listening to this? Because everyone is fearful. So when you're fearful, I think you cannot function.
I don't think everybody is, but most are.
Most of them.
Yeah. I mean, they're like the thing is this. So if I go back to, if I'm a realtor now, I'm understanding everything I've just said. You know, that I want to do X amount of deals. I'll make a plan to find the appropriate amount of leads and then just process the leads, let nature take its course. But the fact that the competition is whacked out is my benefit. So as a coach, I'm trying to fix them all. Yes. But as a realtor, I certainly would not be. So if I'm a realtor and I am, correct on my thinking, like this is how I got to find my leads. That's it. And then the other competition is, nervous. I love that. I would want that. Because the thing is this, the conscious mind, where we all live, is only 10% of our thinking. The subconscious mind is 90%. It's much bigger piece of the puzzle. And realtors, they may think that they're pulling it off at a listing presentation. But if they're troubled inside, like you said, like the market, right?
Yeah.
Troubled, not connecting on the fact that, okay, well, for me, I mean, I don't know, I might feel bad for my seller who can't get 1.6 right now.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But that's them. But then again, before I felt bad for the buyer that had to pay $200,000 more or so. You're always feeling bad for somebody, right? But if here you're stable, understanding that the psychology supports that 4 leads turns into a deal. 4 leads turns into a deal. So you do your transactions. And then you go on a listing appointment. That would mean that your subconscious mind is calm. But I don't think that's the norm. So you're going against 2 of the realtors. The other 2 are troubled about the market. And that other 2 would be doing a proper listing presentation, looking the part, positive, energetic, enthusiastic. And that person's conscious mind would be receiving that. But the subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to reason. That's the conscious mind. It doesn't know when it's sabotaging you. And it doesn't know to fake it. Because if that realtor is really troubled about the rates or the market or Donald Trump's tariffs or whatever has them troubled, they're in there doing the listing presentation and they're doing their shtick. And their subconscious mind of the person is accepting that. But their subconscious mind is telling the truth because it doesn't know. It's telling their subconscious mind, we're kind of troubled right now. Like we're worried about this and that, and this and that. And the people
sitting in front of you,
they wouldn't know that.
They can feel it.
But they wouldn't know about the subconscious mind conversation, but they would have a feeling, they're right. And so what would they say? Oh no, we can't list with you because your subconscious mind is telling us you're troubled. They wouldn't say that. But what they would say is, we're not quite ready yet. We're just still looking around. We're just, we're in the pre-stages. Like they would say some words too. When I teach this in front of a live group, the vast majority of the group is looking at me like cows watching a train go by. Because they're like, that is what I'm hearing every single time. Then your subconscious mind is telling you, see, the subconscious mind really only has 2 stories. And that is, we're troubled right now, or we're stroking on all cylinders. We're not in the game. We are the game. So that realtor that has it sorted out correct, they go and they do their presentation correct. And their subconscious mind is telling their subconscious mind, let's do it. We're in the game right now. We are the game. We're stroking all cylinders right now. And they're like, okay. And then that person wouldn't know about that conversation, but that feeling, another feeling, it would be, they would say something like, I feel like we have a connection to you. You're someone that we can talk to. You will get this in the mortgage meetings.
Oh, so like what?
You're someone that we can lean on. You're someone that will listen to us. You're someone who gets us.
I can relate on so many things what you're saying to my business as well.
So if you're a realtor and you get it connected correctly, this is why before on Treb for 100 years, 10% of the realtors did 90% of the business. That's what I would have heard when I got licensed. But then it got strange and realtors start, it's too much information. Then it was $5.95. Now it's $3.97.
That's a big number.
So if you're a realtor and you're like, you got it wired correctly, like the truth is, in my career, it's going to be neutral sometimes here. Sometimes the seller wins. Sometimes the buyer wins. That's the way it is.
But you want to be neutral. That's in God.
Me, I find 100 leads to 25 deals, end of the story, right? And then you go on that listing presentation, the odds are you're going against the other two where their subconscious mind is going to tell the seller, we're troubled right now. We're worried about this. We're worried about that. And then you go in and your subconscious mind, it doesn't know it's helping you. Just like the other doesn't know it's sabotaging them. It just only has two stories. You're the troubled or you're not, right? And so then it would say, we're stroking on all cylinders right now. You should be with us.
Then the other one who's the A players who are the one who's...
So then they win every time. That's why it's $3.97 now.
Yeah.
So, I am. Honestly, Vern, I'm trying to get all 75,000 realtors on the Toronto Real Estate Board and all 4 million in North America pointing in the right direction. I'm failing miserably. Yeah. Or we're still doing really good.
Yeah.
But the truth is, every single seminar I go to in 2025, someone asks, when is the market going to improve? And I'm like, so they're like, are we in trouble? I'm like, I feel like saying, well, you are.
Yeah.
But only because of the thinking.
Yeah.
As the truth is, I think you probably feel that in the fall, the bank can will make another reduction or two. Yes. Yeah. Everybody.
That's a focus.
Okay. That's all. And then it will be perceived as good. Yeah. But that won't change if it comes down twice more, 25. And in 2026, a realtor that finds 100 leads is 25 deals.
Yeah.
If it stays the same, 100 leads, 25 deals. If it goes back up, 100 leads, 25 deals. Yeah. Doesn't change that. That's why the book's called The Magic Formula.
That doesn't change. It doesn't matter how great or how bad the market is.
The market spins here. Rates go up, rates go down. Buyer's market, seller's market, stress test in, stress test out. The magic formula spins on a different axis, not connected.
So let me ask you, how do you come up with the magic formula? It's a pretty simple math. I think 25% of the leads convert into a transaction.
Yeah. So actually, although it's a whole book, but I'm not promoting my book.
No. We are here to get the wisdom from you.
The psychology and human behavior, I've always known. I didn't learn that. It just helped me as a realtor, So like when you're on a listing appointment or with buyers and your subconscious mind is talking you up, you get that client every time. Everybody wants to be with you. So with that feature, I got a license June the 9th, 1987, and I became number 11 in Canada in just 9 months.
9 months.
Not the company, the country, in just 9 months. Just because everywhere I go, my subconscious mind is talking me up, and then their subconscious mind is saying to them, don't let him out without signing. He might not come back. Like, get it now while he's here. Yeah, sign with this guy right now. That's their subconscious mind talking to them.
Yeah.
Don't let him out. Don't let him go. He might not come back.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's just psychology. So the 1 in 4, it was more an observation because I started teaching and training realtors in 96, right? Kind of by accident, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I was actually going to get into that, but let's elaborate on that.
It'll help explain that. So again, getting a license June the 9th, 87. And it's not that there's anything special about me. There's not. These principles we teach are no respecter of persons. So they're not anything to do with your age or your looks or male or female. It's nothing to do with anything other than the subconscious mind. So that would work for every realtor. So selling a home every 3 days out of the gate for 9 years. There's only so many times you can go to lunch with somebody who's trying to, hey, can I take you for lunch? Can I take you for lunch? Can I take you for lunch? Like I have to be in the treadmill for 2 hours just to work off all the lunches every day. So I
feel you.
I said to the broker, hey, this is in 1996. It's like 9 years later. On the next office meeting, can I just get up in front of the group and tell the group what I'm doing? Starting with 1 in 4 in this thing we're talking about, right? So he said, yeah. And so it's the moment I walked up in front of the moment I walked up in front of the group, I realized I'm unemployed or I'm misemployed.
Mhm.
and in following your passion in life. Yes.
Yes.
So, which you clearly are, by the way. It's all over your body language. So, for me, although very good at selling homes, getting buyers in, and we loved you. We're the right. That's awesome. But the second I walked in front of the group, I knew that that's what I have to do. The moment.
You felt it.
Instantaneously, this is my passion.
Yeah.
And then, but I didn't, Rob Vivian, that was in 1996. Rob Vivian Coaching didn't open until 2008, but that's when it started. So I went to a convention with my wife, and we went to the room, big room, like 500 people, maybe more than that, all set up the night before. I went up on stage and told my wife to go to the back of the room, take a picture of that. Be on the stage in 1996, and with the whole thing, all empty chairs. And then I framed that. It's still on my desk. I spoke in that room about 10 years ago, in that exact same room full of people. So just put it into motion, but people give up so quick.
Yeah.
That was 1996. We opened in 2008. There was some other companies I worked for getting prepared, but things take time. So so then when we started the company, it was an observation at first, because in 1996, the market was flat. That's when we started training. We're tracking leads and tracking transactions. And I noticed as an observation, it was 1 in 4. And then the market took off in 97. And then at the end of that year, I noticed, even though the market was improved, it was still 1 in 4. And then I just noticed that we weren't teaching it as of yet. And then in 1998, the market cooled down again, and it was still 1 in 4. And so I thought, okay, so we're still not teaching.
It's not changing. It doesn't matter what happens.
But we're still not teaching it yet. So I'll watch 2000 or 1999. And it was again 1 in 4. So then we started teaching it. And then so from 1996 to present. So even in 2020.
That's 30 years.
Or 96, 06. That's depressing, but yes. For me, as my life's going by, that's a big number, yes. So from then to now, even in 2021, when the GTA numbers swelled to 121,000 sales, it was 4.08. 4.08. That's 0.08. So all those years, 1 in 4, 1 in 4, all those different markets, the correction of 08, 3.97. So now it's third. Now we know that. But the main thing also beyond that, because I didn't know that yet when I stood in front of the group in 96, but one of the things I did know, which it helps immensely, is the principle of ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. We say something's going good and then it goes back. Ebb and flow. Life has ebb and flow. Everyone knows that, right? What most people don't realize is that everything has that. Everything has an ebb and flow. And people have ebb and flow. So we think it's important to drink lots of water every day. So I don't know, we drink like 9 of those every day for like 4 months. Then we realize that's way too much water. So, or we think correctly for a period of time and then we don't. And then we eat, nutrition is important. So we're eating all correctly and then we don't. Then we're working out and then we're not. So, and we think there's something wrong with us, but that's just us having ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. So the mistake that I was trying to point out in 1996 that realtors are making is they find that thing they're good at, farming or FSBOs or their database or this day and age, the internet. But that item will have ebb and flow. And so it will go fast and then it'll slow down. So what I was teaching, what was working for me, 1 in 4 was in play. I just didn't know it yet. But the key thing was having 3 things. We call them pillars. So if at our event, if you ask any of our clients, what are your 3 pillars? Oh, my database, bang, bang. My database, bang, bang. My database, bang, bang. These are my 3 things. So for me, this is what I was telling the group in 1996, which is the reason it was working and why you're always busy, is my main thing is my database. And I have a geographical farm and I work for sale by owners. But the thing is this. So in my farm, of my 1,600 and something sales, 400 were there in my farm. But I remember in my farm, everybody's calling me. Everybody's and I got signs up crazy. And then nobody calls me for 3 months or 2 months. And then the realtor brain would think, oh, they must all hate me now because they're selling them or something, right?
Yeah.
But all that's really happening is ebb and flow, right? And so if I have 3 things that I'm really good at, a database, farming, physicals for me, although I would still do open houses and door knock stuff, but these are my main 3 things. Psychologically, that model, they will never all flow together and they will never ebb together. Something would always be flowing. So my farm goes into an ebb. So nobody calls me for a couple months. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
They're not hating me. It's ebb now.
But everyone's panic.
But my database is on fire.
Yeah.
And then I'm listing FSBOs. And then I can't list a FSBO if my life depended on it. My farm's back.
Yeah.
So what I was telling the group in 1996, and actually there are some trainers out there today, because when you take the psychology out of success, this is the principle of ebb and flow. If you take it out, there are lots of things that sound like they make sense, but they don't. I was at a conference not long ago, and the speaker before me was talking about finding your niche. You've heard that before, probably.
Yeah.
Find your niche. And I'm like, the problem is the niche is going to have ebb and flow. That's the problem already they're having.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. That's why they're not busy all the time.
Where they're only focusing on one certain thing.
So that thing has a flow and they build up some money, and then it has an ebb and they get behind on everything and stressed, and then it has a flow and they clean up all the debt and it's a constant stress. So that sounds correct if ebb and flow isn't a principle, but it is. So I just told the group in 96, hey, just get 3 things you're really good at, and psychologically, they will never flow together or ebb together. So I was just pointing out to them, they go, you're busy all the time. Well, because something's always flowing. I'm on fire in my farm, or I'm on fire with my database, or I'm on fire with FSBOs, but 1 at a time or 2 at a time. Something's always ebbing, or 2 are always ebbing. But if you have 3 things, you're good at, you remove the principle of ebb and flow from your success equation. And that is ridiculously significant, because the gal that was teaching that, find your niche, it's always an awkward time for me, because I want to help her, but I have to explain it to her, and it doesn't always go well, but I feel like I should anyways.
Yeah.
But in this case, it went well. And so she's like, I didn't know that. But if you don't understand the psychology, you wouldn't know that. Yeah. I said, so you could do this. You could say, mitigate the ebb and flow by being good at multiple things, but have one main thing if you want.
Good.
But if you just have your people, if they follow you and they have one thing, your client's going to be always stressed.
Good.
It's going to be money, no money, feast, famine, feast, famine, feast, famine. By the way, that's how most realtors run a business. Feast, famine, feast, famine.
What is that?
Lots of money, no money. Lots of money, no money.
So money management.
Well, if something's always flowing, there's money coming in all the time.
Yeah.
Right. So
then that stops.
Yeah. Then you should hire a money manager. Yeah. So you can mitigate, like a stressful life is you get 30 grand, a couple of sales, but then there's no more sales for 60 days. Then you build up debt.
Yeah.
And then you get some more money, and then you clean up all the debt. You can never really advance. Yeah. And it's not that you're not good at that item. Yeah. It's everything.
You're stuck in there.
Everything on the planet has ebb and flow. Everything. There isn't anything that doesn't. Our weather right now on this day is having some ebb and flow. Super, super hot. Cold front now, yes?
Yeah.
Guess what's coming tomorrow?
Yeah. It's getting cold.
No, hot tomorrow.
Hot tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
just
nothing that doesn't have this ebb and flow.
Yeah. Including the weather.
Including everything.
Yeah. So do you feel like when the realtors go through this transaction, or it's any salespeople, ebb and flow, they lose the mindset and they work under fear, and they kind of lose the control of their psychology, or they come as a fearful when they're sitting in front of the clients? Do you feel like that?
Yes, actually, if you think about that concept I was talking about the subconscious mind,
yeah,
because the subconscious mind doesn't reason, it doesn't know when it's helping you,
yeah,
and it doesn't know when it's hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
It only tells the truth.
Yeah.
and it doesn't know what's helping or hindering.
Correct.
So when a realtor is, letting the market control them,
Yeah.
instead of having the right
Control of the market.
yeah, like any realtor that listens to this, or a mortgage person, you could be different, but your database of your people should be number one.
Yeah.
Other realtors would be a good source of business for you, and then maybe some social media stuff.
Yeah.
Like you have to have three things
Pillars,
that are
yeah.
kicking leads in, because if you only have
One pillar.
realtors that are feeding you, that item will have ebb and flow.
Yeah.
And you'll be busy, then slow, then busy, then slow, then busy, then slow. But if that does its job and something else does its job, the key thing there is that they never flow together. That's the key thing, and they never ebb together. So when a realtor is not doing that, but anyone can do that, and then they say, okay, so I will work three things, and I will have, I will have 100 leads. That's my plan. That's where the leads would come from, those items. And their mind would be strong because they're over here, they're safe. But if they're over here where the market is, they're always up and down.
Okay.
And then when they're troubled, that's the key thing. When your mind is troubled about something, like I was going into January and February and March, I almost could not at the time, the whole Donald Trump tariff thing.
Yes.
I was, they're saying, are we going to be okay? And I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. The industry's fine. But if your mind is troubled,
You're not.
your subconscious mind's going to tell all the buyers, all the sellers that you're troubled.
Correct.
Because that's
And
your
they
state of
feel
mind.
from it.
And then they're going to be, this is so common. What we're talking about is there's a term for it. It's called self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
But if a realtor could just take a step back, the point you're making is they don't have to live in that. If they can just have a realization that, okay, hold on. Okay. So are you saying, Rob, all you have to do is have three things you're good at, so something's always flowing, and focus on the 100 leads if I wanted 25 deals? Yes. And then your mind is calm, regardless of what happens over here. Although I think we know what's going to happen over here. They're going to bring the rates down a couple more times. But if the rates went to 10%, well, there'd be panic in the market, yes?
Yep.
But 100 leads will still go to 25 deals.
Correct.
If the rates went to 0, 100 leads will still go to 25 deals. So it doesn't really matter. So this is all over here. The realtors are over here, unless they put themselves over here, in which case they're going to always be troubled. And they're going to hear all day long from buyers and sellers, we haven't quite decided yet. We're still looking. We're not quite ready yet, because that's how the mouth of that buyer or seller would verbalize getting a bad story to the subconscious mind from the subconscious mind.
Correct.
Right. So really, if they just want to fix themselves, just understand they should remove themselves from this axis and come over here to Rob Vivian coaching.
There you go.
So that they will get three things they're good at.
Yeah.
So something's always flowing, they're always busy, and they're just counting down the 80 leads down to 0 in any calendar year. 80 leads to 20 deals is a mathematical absolute.
Yeah. Which whatever you're saying, Rob, I can relate to my business as well.
Of course.
I think it's related to not just real estate business, even if you're a mortgage broker who's watching this, it's applicable to anyone in the.
We have an insurance person who's part of our program. Not that we're trying to venture outside of real estate. We're not. Although we have a fair amount of mortgage people tune in. And so you would know, like it's when 1 in 4 of your leads doesn't work out, it doesn't mean all the other 3 choose another mortgage person. The truth is you would get a lead and you would go there and then they would say, you know what? We decided we're just not going to do it this year. We were going to sell our house and we were going to buy a house with a base apartment with my son and his wife were going to move with us. They broke up. Yeah. We were going to get a transfer, it fell apart. Yeah. But there's all sorts of reasons that make up this 3 out of 4. You hear those things all the time. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all part of the 3 out of 4. It's
Yeah.
not like you get 4 leads and 3 choose someone else.
Yeah.
Most of them don't work out.
Most of them don't work out. There's no opportunity.
We were going to sell. We decided to stay here and put in a pool. We were going to sell. We decided to stay here and put a new kitchen in it.
Yeah.
We were going to stay. We were going to decide to stay here and put a basement apartment.
Maybe that's the right thing for the client.
So, yeah. So you are the same. Yeah. It's just that there's so many things. And then every now and again, they'll say, we're going to use a different mortgage person. Every now and again.
Yeah.
Just like we use a different realtor every now and again.
100%.
Yeah.
So what brings you from being an amazing individual contributor to be a coach? Like what's the reason for the transition?
Telling you, that was a hard one for me.
Because it's really hard one to give a successful business in front of you to do a 180 to be a coach.
It walked away. If you sell a home every 3 days for 13, 14 years, that's a lot of business.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you only get to go around this world once.
Mhm.
I was teaching that, following your passion at a seminar one time. So once it became clear to me in 1996,
Mhm.
my passion was not selling real estate, but coaching and training realtors. I really had no choice, or abandon, follow your passion in life.
Yeah.
One of the choice. So when I was teaching that one time, you gotta have to follow your passion. So that would be the answer. I follow my passion. And I said, you only get to go around once.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lady came up and on the break and said to me, you said you only go around once. Yes. But I believe in reincarnation. Okay, well, you're not coming back as you.
Yeah,
Right? So you're coming back as a cat or something. I don't know. But you only get to go around once. And so it was a bit of a quandary for me for about, not long, maybe 3 days post that meeting in 1996,
Yeah.
when it was crystal clear I am misemployed at a pretty high level right now. So I can stay misemployed and supply a great life for my family. Because keep in mind, I'm talking about where commissions were like $3,000-$4,000.
Yeah.
Houses were also $300,000. Now it would be, wow, but doesn't change the fact though. I'm now clear that I'm not following my passion. I'm clear on that now.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But it only took me about 3 days to make a plan. And I had to, at the time I was working for Prudential Real Estate. They had a coaching company. And when I said I would like to maybe just coach, they were ecstatic. Yeah. So I did that for 2 or 3 years. Then I started coaching for another major company, you would know. Yeah. And then I did that from 2008, became the head coach there. Yeah. And then 2008, opened up our company, which was the plan the entire time.
Yeah.
I just had no structure or training on how to do that.
Okay.
So we instantly, within a week of that, started the coaching side of things, and then opened ours up 12 years later. When I say that, people are like I have people say, I want to go door knocking. I say, here's a script. So here's the psychology on this script. And then they call me back. It's not working. But you went once.
Yeah.
Like we talked literally this morning.
Yeah.
And you went door knocking. How many people did you talk to? 4. You talked to 4 people and it's not working. I knew I needed to open my company in 1996. I opened it in 2008.
Yeah.
That's 12 years later. You went once and talked to 4 people? You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that's
but that's how quickly you sometimes give up.
Yeah. So you should be very proud of yourself, changing people's life, part of being a coach and being a mentor. I'm sure you would have probably taken someone starting the career to be extremely successful. Is it one of the other reasons drives you to be a coach? Like that's something you're passionate about?
Yeah, I mean, yes, that is the thing. And we have 1,000 of them, right? So we have lots of people we just did an event, Chris was there. So so you were in Italy. So that's okay, that's fair. But we had a gal on the stage who, when I met her a year ago, she was part-time and had only done leases and was working on a team who told her that she's a girl. So that's a negative. And so that has no...
In this time of the world.
Yeah. That has no chance of going anywhere for her. And then I spoke at her office and a little light came on for her. And so she joined our coaching, which is a big step because she didn't join the top end, but not the bottom end in the middle. And then I gently said or suggested that perhaps maybe that's not the best place to work.
Yeah.
But we don't like to really advise realtors to move around. We don't really want to do that, but there were so many connections with so many offices. And so she's on the stage because a year later, she has 10 transactions this year. That was as of June 30th, 10. She's no longer on that team and she's at a better office.
Wow.
And so for her, I don't want to be over dramatic, but that is life changing.
Absolutely.
For her, life changing, right? There's a guy, Gaj, who came to my office maybe 2019. Yeah, before COVID, 2019. Mid-30s. He works for C21 on Leading Edge. Great guy. And he said, I need you to talk to me about cycling out.
Yeah.
Cycling out. Would you have a plan for that? And I said, yeah, we do actually, but it's usually for people that are 70.
Yeah.
Something. We have a plan for that. It's easy for someone who's like 35.
Yeah.
Well, why are you cycling out? I have a plan for that.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I've been around you. I've been doing things. And I said, okay, so do you have 3 pillars? Well, no. Okay. Do you track 1 and 4? No. So you've been around me, but do nothing I teach. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, just FYI, being around me doesn't help.
Yeah.
Okay. Doing the things helps. I said, okay, so I do have a plan to help people cycle out.
Yeah.
But why don't we, before we do that, this was like the end of the year, why don't we do things correctly for 1 year, 2020? And that was an odd year.
Oh, that's a perfect year.
It was 2020 is when the COVID came in March.
Yeah.
And then the shutdown MLS for.
Yeah.
So I said, why don't we just focus on working three things, knowing that one will always be flowing, and finding important amount of leads, and just see where we go. He wrote 1.2 the next year. So, I mean, when he's on the stage and we have Asan, there's a great realtor from Innovator, and so, we talk about quickly realtors give up, right? Yeah. And so he had a medical issue, but when you have that medical issue, you can't have a driver's license. So they took it away. Yeah. So he doesn't have a driver's license. I mean, I have realtors say, I can't work, I don't have business cards. That's your thing? You're out of cards right now? Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a driver's license. He goes into that at number 7 in the company. And then he gets his license back 2 years later. Yeah. And at the time, he's number 3 now. So you can't even drive around.
Yeah.
And he goes from number 7 to number 3. So when you have children and you're younger like you would be, and you have a wife, and you follow what we teach, and you go from 200,000 or 150, because this day and age, 250,000 or 200,000, 150,000, when you have children, you better watch your money.
Yeah.
In the GTA. It'll go pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because kids are involved in everything.
Yeah. I feel you.
And then every time they have a birthday, it's like a major event this day and age.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, my parents said, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Now it's like, everything is like a wedding.
Wedding, exactly.
Oh, so when you go from 200 or 175 to 750, and you're at an event on the stage talking about it, like people break down all the time, as he did.
Yeah.
As seeing the lifestyle that he's now providing for his family. And I just watch him in the audience. It's like, he's breaking down right now.
Yeah.
And that's really common.
And it makes you so good to be part of the journey.
That is why we do what we do, which that was apparent in 1996, which is why we cannot continue to sell real estate, right? So that's why we have to do that. That's the only reason why we do that, is that I don't know why Bruce Springsteen says this. He doesn't have any songs. He doesn't, I like Bruce Springsteen, by the way. I don't know who doesn't,
Yeah.
But in concert, between 2 songs, like the musicians, they talk about the next song. There's a phrase he uses every concert, has nothing to do with the songs.
Mm.
It must mean something to him. He just says it once between a couple of songs, and it's nobody wins unless we all win.
That's true.
So he'll sing a song. He'll say, next song we're going to do is Born to Run. Nobody wins unless we all win.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Like me selling homes, I win, the buyers win, the sellers win. But
now everyone wins.
Yeah, nobody wins unless we all wins. I didn't get that from Bruce Springsteen. I noticed he said it, and I believe that. So we're trying to have other people win. You're good at that too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nobody wins unless we all win.
That's a teamwork, right? That's if you want to be a leader, you need to believe in everyone needs to. Otherwise, you should be individual contributor.
100%.
So that's a decision I had to make to run a brokerage. I mean, looking after myself, I mean, looking after the team. So you had to make sure everyone wins together.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Rob. Like, I'm sure you went through thousands of realtors over the last 30 years. What is the one common thing every successful of your coaching client has, and what one of the bad habit every other people who has that's stopping them from being successful.
Yeah. So like people's brains are their worst enemy, right? So your brain is either your ally or your enemy. Matter of fact, I did a session on that at the event in July. Our 2-day event. I did one session on your subconscious mind, ally or enemy. I'm going to write that book, by the way.
Oh, nice.
But I'm writing a book now that I have to finish first. I'm writing a novel. That one's way harder for me. And I have people in the novel,
Okay.
you know, so they have to have characters.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
this is harder for me to write. But I am going to write that book. Your subconscious mind, is it your enemy or is it your ally? Right.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, when it's your enemy, you can't win. Doesn't matter how hard you try. And, you know, and this is the reason why realtors will go to their company awards, right? They usually go because the lunch is free. And then they're out there and they're watching the people get called up on stage. And although they're a good person and they're happy for that person, they can't help but think, I wonder why that can't be me. I feel like I'm that
I can't be there.
I feel like I'm just as good looking. I feel like I'm just as smart. I feel like I'm just articulate.
Yeah.
But maybe that person's brain is their ally, right? Not their enemy. So we get coaching clients. So at the event, when I'm just quoting that because it happened just last month, and it's our bigger event.
Yeah.
We have a couple events coming up here in the fall that are free talks. And I get this. So probably about more than a dozen times, maybe 15 times. I don't know. At the break, it's hard for me to get to the washroom on those things. You just walk through those stage and there are people. So anyways, people say, I'm thinking of trying your coaching program. I said, please don't. They go, well, I thought you'd want me. I do want you, but I don't want you with that mindset.
Yeah.
So that trying it is not going to work.
It's already, you feel it is.
So it's not going to, I'm telling you right now, don't sign up. And then we instruct the coaches when the people are back at the coaching table talking to the clients. Like if they're in that zone, I feel like I'd like to try the coaching for a bit. Please, maybe you shouldn't. Talk to Rob. Just tell them, talk to Rob. I'll say, look, here's the thing. So your question is like, is there a thing that the people that we turn into superstars have? Yes. It's the lack of just trying it. Like, and sometimes it's out of desperation. There was a gal, Christopher would know. I got a call from her, from a friend. A friend of mine, non-realtor, has a friend that's a realtor who's struggling. And would you help her? Of course, that is what we do.
Yeah.
So I call her, I don't know her, but 11 years in the business, and she got applications out for a job, which means it's over, which is sad on a bunch of levels.
After 11 years.
Yeah. And so I said, okay, or we can start doing it right. No, because of her, for lack of a better word, desperate state.
They don't want to.
She was all in because no.
She was all in. Okay.
Yeah, because like I'm a breath of fresh air to her.
Yeah.
And I gave her things to do. Her mind changed immediately. And then when the mind changes in a positive direction, the law of attraction clicks in. And when the mind's troubled, the law of repelling.
Yeah.
Because the law of repelling is a thing. It's the opposite of the law of attraction. Everything has an opposite. Every superhero, every movie that's a superhero movie, the superhero is a villain.
Yeah.
You have to have the villain.
Exactly.
You can't have the superhero without the villain.
There's no movies.
The villain to the law of attraction is the law of repelling. And when your mind is troubled, you're actually pushing business away.
Correct.
As soon as we talked, she was, the light at the end of the tunnel was an oncoming train. And after we talked, it was hope. So she made the switch mentally. She didn't do anything, just made the switch mentally from the law of repelling to the law of attracting. Within a day or two, somebody called, wanted to list their home with her. People say, well, that's an accident. Okay. They happen a lot when your mind's in the right place. So I talked to her in June. I said, we have an event in July. I'll call you once a week up to the event for free.
Yep.
And then you're on your own. She's a client now. So she got that listing and made the sale and got paid $22,000. And then got another listing.
Wow.
And she's like, what is happening? I go, it's just that before we talked, because of the state of things, in your brain, the light at the end of the tunnel was an oncoming train. Our conversation switched to hope. As soon as it switches to hope, the law of attraction clicks in and the law of repelling stops. So when we are talking to clients, so what ingredient would they need to have? The hope, right? So I have people come and say, I'm going to try it. That's not going to be strong enough, right? Or I'm in a desperate state. I'm going to see if you can help. I can't. I'm telling you in advance, I can't. Well, I thought your program was strong. It is, but it doesn't override these principles.
Yep.
Right. So, the girl I mentioned earlier that was on a team and just doing a few rentals.
Yep.
When I spoke at her office, she was like, I need this guy. Like, I need this guy. This is what I need right now.
Yep.
So her brain was in the right. So it's not about I'm willing to work or I'm good looking or it's just, is your brain in a state that it's willing to go now, or is it in a troubled state? Because that when I say that at events or talks, the light at the end of the tunnel is an oncoming train. People laugh sometimes like I made a joke, but that's actually what it means. It's just that we don't acknowledge it much.
Absolutely.
So the light at the end of the tunnel, we say it when people say, I feel like I'm going to get through this thing. So the light at the end of the tunnel is hope, hope.
Yeah.
And so, but the opposite to that is light at the end of the tunnel is an oncoming train. And that's not a joke. That's the other half of it.
Absolutely.
So when a person's in that state, they can meet on a buyer meeting and talk it up, but their subconscious mind will tell them they're troubled. And that person will then say, we're not ready yet. We're still looking. We're 100% yet. Something like that. Then go on a listing appointment and do the shtick. But the subconscious mind would say, we're troubled. We're still not ready yet. We're still looking. That's what they'd get. But if the light at the end of the tunnel is hope, so all we need for people when we get them is I'm ready. Mentally, I'm ready. We are way better off with a 5'2" guy that is 50 pounds overweight and bald. But mentally ready. Because these principles are no respecter of persons. Than a 6'2" guy with a $1,200 suit on who's got a mental problem. You can't help that guy.
You can help the guy.
So what we need, and there's tells. And when they say, I'm going to try it, that's a tell.
I'm going to do it.
I'm all in. We need all in.
We need all in.
So I would say, you would think that we would want everyone to be in our program. But, the reality is.
It's not for everyone.
If they're not ready, and they're not going to do the work because they're not ready, the coach is going to call me. I'm going to call them, and I'm going to kick them out anyways. And not because we're mean. We're not mean.
Because it's not helping both ways.
I can't consciously take your money. I can't consciously take your money.
When you're not giving
right. You're not. And
it's like me going to the personal trainer.
Well, you're probably perfect in January. Everybody is.
I hear you. What I'm hearing is like if you can control the mind and if you have the law of attraction, have a huge impact on your success of your business.
More than that. If your mind is wired correctly, you couldn't lose if you tried. And if it's not, you can't. Another example would be, I was in Ottawa and a young girl came up to me. I'm going to go 22, 23, very attractive, super energetic and enthusiastic. And I was teaching the magic formula. That was my talk there. Have 3 pillars, take the ebb and flow out. I could see her. She was over here. You see everything. And I can see that she's thinking, how come I didn't learn this in real estate school? 1 in 4 leads works out. So she comes up to me super excited and says, hey, I'm a new realtor. My plan for the next year, which is this year, this was last fall, is to do 20. But then I thought about it. I'm going to get the 3 pillars. I get that. But I could find 100 leads. 20 deals is 6 a month. 100 is 8 a month. I can find 8 leads a month. No problem. So I'm going to make my goal 25 deals, 100 leads. And then she joined coaching and she's on track. And she walked away. Within a minute, a young guy walks up to me and he says this, I'm new in real estate. Interesting talk you had. I know it takes a long time to break in. I know that you have to pay your dues, like sort of thing, like with your time, and it takes a couple of years. And I said to him, you see that girl over there? He goes, yeah, you should go talk to her. And he said, well, she's kind of pretty. I didn't say ask her out.
Yeah.
I just said, go talk to her.
Go talk to her.
Right. So, because the thing is,
The mind.
he can't achieve regardless of what he does. His mind.
It doesn't matter how much you coach them.
100%. So I got she joined. We've got 20. She's on track for 27 this year. She can't lose if she tries. Right. Called his broker and they said, no, he's out. The market.
Yeah.
The market.
But
it's not the market.
That's a blame. It's you.
He's the problem.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, he was such a sharp-looking young guy. But these principles are no respect for persons.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's just you're wired or you're not. Yeah. Right? So when it comes to clients, that's what we're looking for. And which is why, as I said earlier, that we do hold them to the 3 pillars. Mm-hmm. We do track their leads. Every coaching call, the coach would say, how many leads did you find? They have charts. What's your next open line? What's your next, we do track that, but we spend 70% of our time on the mental side of the game. So they can stay mentally strong, because we need our coaching clients to go on a listing appointment and answer the seller's subconscious 6 questions effectively, looking the part correctly. We need their subconscious mind saying to the seller's subconscious mind, I'm stroking on all cylinders right now.
Mm-hmm.
You are safe with me. Yeah. I'm not in the game. I'm basically the game.
That's how they feel the confidence to work with you.
Their subconscious mind would then tell their conscious mind, don't let him out. Yeah. Don't let her leave without sign with this person. They wouldn't say that. They would say, I don't know, man, we feel a connection to you, right?
Yeah.
We feel like we can talk to you. You feel like we're someone that listens to us. You would get those same things.
Well, 100%. When I do business meetings, I'm more business. It's energy attracts.
Yes, of course. Yeah. And then, yes, that's what we need them to be.
Rob, can you give an overview of your coaching programs? I'm sure a lot of them probably not part of the coaching program. They want to know about it.
So I should tell you about a couple of free talks we have coming up here, right?
Please.
And how they would sign up. My website is robviviancoaching.com. Mm-hmm. robviviancoaching.com. Yeah. I'm going to do 2 free talks this fall.
Okay.
One is on October the 9th.
Okay.
In North York.
Okay, perfect.
And one is on October the 15th in Brampton. Okay. And they're both free. Right? And they're both the same.
Yeah.
So
a lot of different locations.
Right. Choose your location. Don't choose both.
Yeah.
And then because they'll both be 2 sessions, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, 10 to 2, 3 events. At Brampton is the Pearson Convention Center.
Okay.
And then North York is the 3-space event space. So the first session is going to be power listing strategies, how to talk correctly at the listing presentation. Yeah. And then after the break, there'll only be 2 sessions. Yeah. Will be mastering lead gen, mm-hmm. right? And when we do the mastering lead generation, it's not really about the structure of this time here and there, right? We're teaching them how to be an engaging person, right? An engaging person. Mm-hmm. And what phrases make you engaging? What mistakes that realtors make? There are several what are called automatic no mechanisms in the brain. Yep. And if a realtor makes the mistake of activating one of the automatic no's, yep. that people say no. Yep. Actually, this happens a lot in real estate, where an agent's door knocking the street and they talk to the person and the person says, we're not thinking of moving. Mm-hmm. And then a week later they list. And then the realtor says to other realtors, I door knocked that street. I talked to that guy. He said he wasn't moving. He listed a week later. So buyers are liars and sellers are liars too. Yeah. That's a real estate saying. Yeah. But what really happened at the door is the agent activated one of the automatic no mechanisms and forced the guy to say no. Yeah. That's what really happened. Right. So we teach them, they're subtle, and we teach them how to not do that in our coaching program. So when they can see this, they can likely, if they go to my website, and they can sign up for one of those events. That'd be helpful. We have 4 coaching programs: Platinum one-on-one, call with the coach every week, Feet to the Fire. Yeah. One-on-one, that's $700. Yeah. One-on-one, call with the coach twice a month. Mastermind, 4 people on a call every week, and Elite Coaching, which is 6 live streams a month with me. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if I was joining my coaching program, I would join Elite Coaching and get 6 live streams with me. That's what I would do. Perfect. But the realtor that's more the lone wolf is more the one-on-one. Because they would think that they would choose the program based on their production level.
Yeah.
It's not true. Lots of 20, 30, 40 deal producers are in elite coaching, more connection with other people.
Yeah.
Some realtors are lone wolf.
Yeah.
One-on-one is for lone wolf.
Yeah.
Not necessarily higher producers.
Absolutely.
It's not really like that.
I also heard about you have a wake up call at 5 o'clock every morning.
5:30.
5:30, sorry. 5:30.
Yeah. 5:30. And that's a free service, by the way.
Okay.
So if anybody gets this and they want the 5:30 wake up call, their cell phone will ring at 5:30, like it did this morning. I get up at 5:30. That's why it's a 5:30 wake up call. And this morning's what it basically said. Hey, it's Wednesday morning. It's 5:30. It's a work day. Get your butt out of bed. Get out there and make this day count.
Can I send out my team for that, Rob?
100%. Okay. Anyone, all you have to do is email me at rob@robviviancoaching.com and say wake up call. And I'll need your cell number.
Yeah.
Because we'll go to your cell number and I will set you up on it. How this thing got started, where there was a realtor about, I'm going to say 12 years ago. And he was like a 40 deal guy, right? And, but then he had some personal issues at home and ended up on his own. And gained about 40 pounds and production down to 15.
Yeah.
Life was a mess.
Yeah. Things happens.
The light at the end of the tunnel was an oncoming train.
Yeah.
Right? So then he joined coaching and I said, okay, first things first, we got to get you back in shape here.
Yeah.
So I get up at 5:30. I'm going to call you at 5:30 and then you go to the gym. And he goes, that's awesome. So that started, and so I would call him at 5:30 when I get up. Hey, go to the gym. And so 3 months later, I had one of my 2-day events. I think that was at Le Parc in North York. And at that time, he had lost like 30 pounds and things were going again. Only not because the market changed, because the light at the end of the tunnel was no hope. And his subconscious mind was supporting him now. And so his production was getting really big again. Right. And so I was telling everybody about that. And he was on the stage. We were talking about it, about this principle. And then people come up and said, like, can you call me at 5:30? Can you call me at 5:30? Can you call me at 5:30?
So
I can't call everybody at 5:30.
Okay.
So
Okay, with the system.
So, well, we have a system anyways, right? Where we send the clients an 8:30 motivational message. So they would get an 8:30 motivational message every day, Monday to Friday. So I just made a group. So we have hundreds of people on the 5:30 wake up call. Hundreds of people on that. And then all the clients, coaching clients, get an 8:30 motivational message just to get something positive in their head at 8:30 in the morning.
Before they start the day.
It's actually the exact same time that clients are taking their kids to school if they have kids, right?
In the car.
And then they listen to a motivational message, right? And like hundreds. If I miss that one day, I hear about it from the clients. Hey, my kids need to hear that.
Yeah.
Right? So I had a guy from Rhode Island call me. He said, hey, you won't believe what just happened today. My 7-year-old, who's been listening to your motivational message at 8:30 for like 3 years now, on the way to school, they had to have this thing in class where they would get up in front of the class and talk about anything they want for 2 minutes. So the kids would get up and talk about baseball or their dog or something like that, right? So his kid got up and he said, in his 7-year-old voice, I want to talk about why awesome things don't happen sometimes when they should happen. Because sometimes our thinking gets in the way, and all the kids are confused. And the parents are crying. I'm crying while he's telling me, right?
Absolutely.
The impact we're having on this 7-year-old, right? So
it's amazing.
And then he's a little Tony Robbins up there, but it's in his head every morning at 8:30. Something positive is going to happen, right?
Absolutely.
And so, but yes, if anybody wants to be on our 5:30
I let people to sign up because I'm doing that as my team. I wake up at 5 o'clock. We have a WhatsApp group. I message them. No one doesn't message me back. Then they message, and some people, they message me back and they go back to bed. I'm like, so then I ask them, oh, what did you do for the last 2 hours? I don't hear back.
Anyone that wants to be on that 5:30 wake up call, they just
I'm going to take
the 8:30 call.
Yeah.
That's just for clients.
Yes, what?
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Rob, thank you so much for being here. And it's an honor to be with you and learn a lot of things I think is very much needed, especially in this marketplace. Keep your mind straight. Keep your mind sharp. You had to do 10 leads for closing. Sorry,
It would be 16 leads
16
foreclosed.
foreclosed.
1 to
yeah.
4 work.
1 to 4 work. 1 to
Yes.
4 works. Yeah. I think that's a magic formula.
It is actually.
If someone will reach out to you, Rob, what's the best way to get hold of you?
I get a chance to do about maybe 300 seminars a year, but I only do about 120.
Mm-hmm.
So we have other days where we could do them, but we leave openings.
Got it.
Because first of all, we need to help the clients.
Yeah.
But also any realtor, client or not, that would like to talk to me and have an assessment of what's happening and how they can fix it, I have slots where I do that.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to speak to me, they just have to email me at rob@robviviancoaching.com.
Perfect.
rob@robviviancoaching.com. Call the office and they will set it up. I will take the time with everybody. That is the reason we do what we do. I could still sell real estate. I have a license. I could still do it. It's just that I wouldn't be following my passion in life. So
You want to impact
we
people.
can't do that.
Thank you so much.
The pleasure was mine.
Pleasure.